This bike's 20 years old. Still the most fun I've ever had on two wheels. You know, I've owned new bikes, I've owned old bikes, but nothing hits like this thing. It's dirty, it's scarred, and it's beautiful. So today, I thought we'd pull up a chair and talk about what I'm calling Evo's Delight. The reason I'm so passionately in love with this old hunk of metal, let's talk about it. Hi-de-ho, riding neighbors. It's your old buddy Bleek rides. Today, taking a break from a series I've been working on, the Hoka Hey. I thought I'd talk about something I was recently inspired to talk about. There I was surfing YouTube as I usually do, and I came across Tramp Scotty's video about owning an older bike, which I do. I own an older bike. This one here is 20 years old. It's an 05 Sportster 1200 Custom. Bike's seen some years, seen some miles. Thought I'd talk about some of the mods I've done to this bike and why in 2025, when fuel injection is a standard, ABS is considered a must, I still ride and prefer this old girl here. Something special. Harley nailed it. Really tapped into the sense of freedom and fun that proliferates America. It's in our blood. From dumping tea off of boats to shooting explosives into the air to celebrate. This bike right here encompasses it all. Say all these EVO'S encompass that feeling. Now Scotty talked about how there's been a lot of changes through the motorcycle world and how they really complicated the bikes. And I'm going to link his video below, so if you will, go check it out. It's a pretty in-depth and detailed video coming from a place of personal experience, which is what mine's going to hope to be. I've owned this bike about a year. And the first time I rode it, I knew, oh, this is just like a hot rod. Feels like a hot rod. Has all the shimmy and shake of a hot rod. Might be a hot rod. I've rode a lot of bikes. I've had Kawasaki's, Ducatis, I've rode some Yamahas. Haven't really spent much time on the dirt, but not from lack of trying. Most of my dirt time was spent on a four-wheeler. Anyway, I digress. Why would I choose this old bike? I could have had two bikes for the price I paid for this one. Well, I didn't know at the time. I bought this Harley just so I could put my money where my mouth is. I'm in the motovlog universe, in this sphere of content creators. And they say don't knock it till you try it. Like I said, I rode plenty of sport bikes, rode some metric cruisers. Japanese iron's fun. Doesn't feel quite the same way this does though. So then, like anybody who owns a Harley, I began to mod it out a little bit. Now I've owned some pretty nice model year bikes, and I've owned some, you know, middle of the road bikes and some pretty middle-aged bikes. And nothing, and I mean nothing, has had the sheer mod capacity, the aftermarket community, so dedicated to making every little bit and bob on this bike personalized. So today we're going to talk about some of the mods I've done to this, some of the mods I have planned, and why you still can't go wrong in 2025 with a 30-year-old bike if it's got the heart of an Evo. Now I know what you're saying, hey man, I ain't got time for all that, I need the bike to work first try, every try. Well, cool. Get yourself a metric bike. You can also get an Evo and keep it tuned up. But, I mean, if you just want to hop on a bike and roll down the road, there's a million choices to choose from. If you want something that gives you an experience, kind of like a roller coaster, what turn awaits next? What free fall? What fun? Get yourself one of these old Harleys. Holy smokes. Yeah, a lot of Harley parts are pretty premium. Yeah. Premium usually means a lot of money. This older stuff actually quite a bit cheaper. You know, a lot of the mods I've even found for this bike were pretty reasonable comparative to the stuff I found for my new model year bikes. The bike's not without its problems. We've got a motor kit sitting over there from S&S. They got a leaky lower jug. The new bikes, they come with service packages, they come with warranties. That's fine. I like to tinker. Every part that I've added to this bike I did myself. Right here in this mess of a garage. No different than my life, really. With this little motorcycle jack, these two hands, and a bag full of wrenches. I appreciate that. Hell, I embrace that. Because financially, the last couple of years haven't exactly been kind to me. What I pay for groceries for me, the wife, and the animals doesn't go quite as far as it used to. I'll tell you what, a buck I pay for anything doesn't go quite as far as it used to. Everything I've done to this bike, I've done by myself. Except for the motor kit I have planned. I have a mechanic doing that because although I have a manual and I have a want, I don't know if I have the technical prowess just yet to start tearing these jugs apart. Prefer to let someone with a little bit more experience in that realm handle it for me. And I'm happy to pay that person a price. They're local and they need bucks too. Treat your mechanic nice. He'll take care of you. So, I think I'll switch angles on the camera. Try to avoid the mess that is the garage. Go ahead and judge if you want, if that's your thing. A judge is going to judge anyway. Let's talk about some of these mods. Just how much fun they were on this bike. We'll talk about the rear suspension. I got these for a damn reasonable price. These are the Burley Stilettos. Hell yeah, they do the job. These are a 13.5. The stock Harley suspension was 11. I'm 240 pounds. I'd bottom that out pretty regularly. These are a bit stiffer. Give me a lot more positive in the front end. Really feel a lot more planted than I did with those 11s. Those 11s, I'll tell you what, not only were they uncomfortable, made the bike feel all washy in the front. Again, I've come from sport bikes where they're planted and they don't feel like that. Now the bike feels grounded. Actually feels pretty damn responsive in the whole shot. Second, I switched from forward controls to mids. I did that myself. Never really done anything like that, but pretty self-explanatory. And here's one of the beauties. These mids came off my buddy's newer bike. I think he's got a 2018 Sportster. Thank you, Rainy Rider. Little shout out, buddy. Rainy Rider sent me these mids. He had also sent me the Harley Original pegs. They were wildly uncomfortable. I swapped out for these streamliners. Man, how cool is that you can just swip and swap every part across many model years. Not all, but across most. Exhaust came the way it was. Somebody put a Screaming Eagle Stage 2 in there. I'm told by one of my old mechanic buddies, when running it sounds like it's got a cam in it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. That's part of the ongoing process of taking this from a 1200 to a 1250 with S&S's Hooligan kit. Fuck yeah. Woo! I haven't done an air cleaner. I haven't done a 2-into-1 exhaust because I'm not going for sheer horsepower. I haven't done a chain kit because that belt will last me forever and I need my dollars to stretch. I got a lot of rods in the fire. Hell, most of the time I'm just trying to make my house payment. It's a modest, little humble home, but it's mine, and when I get to shut the door at night, priceless. Coming up second, Saddlemen. Got me one of these highfalutin Saddlemen seats. Took a couple hundred miles to break in, but once it did, oh, pure comfort. It was just like that, just you're driving down the road, boom, you're in. Bike's, it's set for you. Now that's your seat. Now that's my seat. Had a little help from my other buddy, putting some Vans Colt grips on. I really like them. I really like the look. I wear a lot of Vans in my day-to-day life, so it wasn't like an uncommon thing, you know. Little sissy bar bag from, or a handlebar bag from Thrash and Supply. And most recently, I updated this headlight. Now, you could have a 2024 or 2025 model year bike, and that headlight right there Would cost you about 600 bucks. Got mine for 50 bucks. Yeah, it was used, but so is the bike and so am I. Wasn't a stretch for me to buy some used parts. I don't mind. And the light works great. I'll tell you what, it's bright as the sun when it's on. Got some aftermarket turn signals coming. They're long. They're gonna drop down to about here. Let me remove these old bullets. I have no problem with what's on the back, although I may change them out since everything else is gonna be LED. Might as well stay with it. Same with the tail light. I may get rid of the rear turns altogether and just go integrated. Haven't made that decision because it's a bridge I haven't crossed yet. Part of the ongoing, the old S&S. But what do we got in here?
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
What is it? What could it be? Is that a mini SRT fairing for the Sportster? Specifically designed for the Sportster so it's not all big and... Oh, terrible. Now why does this bike matter with that? Well, the 1200 Custom comes with a built-in 6-inch riser. I've got handlebars with a 4-inch sweep coming back. That's almost 10 inches. Coming up off the tree. I'd say it's more like 7, but by the time they're clear, 10. That number matters. You can't put that fairing on a bike that has the bars mounted to the trees. It won't work. You'll bash your bars into your fairing and then where you at? Hurting hand and fucked up fairing. We don't want that. So, lots going on this bike. Would I have been able to do all this to my Z900 Cafe bike? It was a fun bike. Had the paint job of the century. Old tribute to Eddie Lawson. Hell yeah. Other hand, not a lot available for it. I got a lot of plans for this bike. I want to have a lot of fun on it. It's got a feel unlike anything else I've ever ridden. Now, coming back to the garage, I have an 02 Concourse. I had sold it to a buddy. He's looking to unload it. I told him, hey, just sell it back to me when you're done. So I'm gonna get my old Connie back. Super excited about that. Then I'll have a touring bike and my around town bike. I really only use this 1200, even though it's a modern day multi-tool. I only use it for around town. Yeah, why don't you get yourself a real bike? Yeah, you ever tried backing that real bike up with no reverse gear in a parking lot that's tight when it's wet? I have. It sucks, let's be honest. This bike's easy to handle, nimble around town, and fun for all ages. I mean, hell, what more do you want from a bike? It needs to meet the cardinal rule. Fun. And this one does. So yeah, I've actually went backwards in time. I'm the now proud owner of 2 carb bikes. Doesn't really bother me. I enjoy working on them, tinkering on them. Been watching a lot of Kruesi Originals, shout out. He's got a carburetor kit for these old Constant Velocity carbs. It's pretty freaking cool. Pretty excited about ordering that at some point, hell yeah. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you think that new stuff's cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome to have a full infotainment center. But maybe your garage is a mess. Maybe your life's hectic. You got to go to work every day, and when you get home, there's very little time left to do much else but eat and sleep. If that's your life, you too may benefit from one of these EVO'S. Everything that goes wrong with it, you can do with stuff you're going to find pretty easily. There's an aftermarket community dedicated to keeping these bikes on the road. And I mean dedicated. All they do is think, live, eat, breathe, bike. Same as me. That sound appealing at all? Sound like something you're into? Maybe check it out. This is your old buddy Bleek Rides. Just saying, it's nice to have new stuff. But if you don't have the money to keep it up, it's only temporary. This thing could last me a lifetime, who knows? That's all I got for you. Hey, thanks for coming by. If you liked this video, please let me know and hit that like button. If you think I'm way off base and new bikes are the only way to go, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like this video, please hit that dislike button twice. Really let me know that you didn't like it. And if you would, consider subscribing, because it doesn't take you but a second, really. But it means the world to me. Helps the channel grow. So again, this is your old buddy Bleek, just saying, hey, if you can, just ride.